Hetep. Peace in the mind, peace in the heart. Welcome to Ntr Kmt B.A.T.E.S University. Let me take y'all inside and check it out. When you first come in to the temple, you will see the sign here for our Ntr, which is really all the levels of training for the Maji order. Let me take y'all off the tripod here and take you around. So up here, you know, we have my little thing from the government, so I don't have to pay my taxes, and my certificate from Ntr Kmt. And again, like I said, we have all the different levels right here of the Ntrus. Through Sar, Sentra, Jahuti, Sikir, Haru, and so forth. Each level is a different school. Of course, my favorite is Sentra, the school of Shishat, divine smoking. And then each one is a different. We have the divine order and law school, Ma'at, the Haru leadership, and so forth. That's my little letter from Ntr Kmt saying that I am Maji. And I just taped up some things right now, so, you know, I'm just getting in, I'm just moving in to the temple, which is also, of course, my apartment where I live. So right now, you know, this is how I do my little prayers and things, just written out. But this is the first temple. Just past December, I was living for a year, just a little over a year, on Venice Beach. And this was the temple on the bike. It was a box. And this is it when it's opened up. I have my little business going on. I make my little, you know, jewelry and copper ankhs. And you can see the box in the background when it's opened up. I lie the door down in the back here, and then I lay down inside. So that's how I lived for a year on Venice. And just a little less than a year later, here I am with a little help from my friends. So let's go around and see what's in the rest of the temple. Of course, first over here we have our shrine to my ancestors. Is set in the west of the setting sun for those ancestors who have passed. I'm still setting everything up, as I said, so it's not really set up. And then some water spilled on the pictures. So here's my great-grandfather and my grandmother, his daughter, and my mother and father. So again, the pictures are messed up. I have to replace them. Replace them, and you know, I got still setting everything up. And this is was my grandnephew, still is, I guess. He was murdered. Him and his younger brother were murdered when he was 8 years old, quite a few years back. So his picture is out of place with the rest of the ancestors, but he's gone now, so he has a place with the ancestors. And of course, here in the middle of the room is my pyramid. This is where I do my meditations and things. So I have it set up here. There's my my ankh I made, one of my tools that I use. And again, all the pictures and things I just taped up right quick just to have something up. I like to have my pictures around. Here are my youngest children. They're older now, it's an old picture. And my oldest son with my granddaughter, his daughter. You know. And that's still the temple part. And then we have the meeting room. This is where I have meetings, and you know, this is where we do our planning for what we're getting ready to do and things like that. So again, on my computer there's my son when he was young and my oldest daughter. And on the left there's my middle daughter. So as I said, this is per the Ntr Kmt, but I'm coming out as B.A.T.E.S University. Of course, I'm doing all this over again. I'm working on it right now, but B.A.T.E.S University, I'll explain a little later. But I decided not to promote myself as a religion. I just happened to watch one of Dr. Umar Johnson's videos last night, and you know, it kind of reminded me that when you come out as a religion, you're only going to focus, or you're only going to attract a few people. So I decided to go with B.A.T.E.S University, BU, for the purpose of attracting people of all faiths, as opposed to people who are just in the Kemetic or Christian or Islam. B.A.T.E.S University and per the Ntr Kmt is for all people from all faiths. And I'm going to change the symbol and all that. I just pulled it out last night, but it's old. And I have my own books. I only have 3 left. I have to do this over again. It was called M.O.M, but now I call it M.O.M. And this is one of my study guides I have to put together. This is the Art of Life study guide. I'm putting together, or I have a system of self-healing that I'm going to be giving degrees in B.A.T.E.S University. And of course the Maji order. And of course all these covers and things I'm getting ready to do over again. I had 12 books, but my nephew, who considers himself a gangster, broke into my mother's house and stole my things and while I was away in the hospital. And these are just some old posters from my days in entertainment. That's me there with my camera. I'm also a photographer. And this was the old crew, Creative Touch Productions. And that's one of my modeling troops back in the day. And we had some good times. We used to do shows, talent shows. We had all kind of talent going on, you know. And I plan to do that again, because that's one of the best ways to raise money is through entertainment. So I'll be forming the Ancient Egyptian Mysteries Theater University, M2. One of the main things that I will do, one of the first things, is to get land. Without land, you have no wealth. So our main focus will next be to get land. I have my little space, this apartment, which is my temple and school now. But I will be going for to get land. And as you may know, we are at war. And this is a little quote from this guy right here, whatever his name is. He's the owner of one of the largest water companies in the world. And look what he says. Access to water should not not be a public right. Like I said, we are at war. And if you don't think so, just turn on the news and watch our children being shot down in the street. Every day damn near now. So this little board here goes on to, you know, show the different things that we'll be getting into. Religious cannabis and hemp is one of the main things we can build wealth with. Hemp has all kinds of uses. You know, you can make buildings out of it. You can make clothes out of it. You can make medicine out of it. You can make health care, body care products out of one plant. So this is why we want to get land. And here it says, growing food yourself has become the most radical protest. You understand? Because they're trying to stop all that. They want us to stop all that. And when I get the land, we're going to be free. We're going to have freedom. And the first thing we're going to do is throw up these domes. You can throw these domes up as soon as you get the land. These domes can be put up in a day. And then eventually we'll build permanent housing. But the domes will be for us to get on the land as soon as or just as soon as we have the land. So that's the main plan, besides the school and the temple, is to get land. So right here I have a full-size kitchen where I'm able to, when I have meetings or company and stuff, you know, we're able to cook and store food, whatever. One of my main things will be to make, like I said, cannabis medicines. So I have all kind of storage space to store medicines and enough room to make medicines in. So that's the meeting room, conference room. You know, we got the little flat screen here where we can watch training videos and whatever. And it's and there goes my drum. The drum is very important in spiritual work. So, you know, I did a video earlier just with the drum, so we'll get into that. The other thing over here within the studio is, you know, I have this little space over here. Right now I have some of my books. I've lost more of my books. My kind of life, the life of a Magi, is not conducive to holding on to things. And this right here, this little turquoise was given to me by the leader of the Shoreline Crips when I was on the beach, when I was living on the beach. He gave it to me as a symbol to say that I'm family, and I was protected while I was on the beach. I didn't have to worry about it. So right now this little area is just a little you know, display area, my little things. I just like, this is how I make some of my jewelry. I just like, this is so cool because it's like a little tiny anvil. And you know, right now I'm just have a few things on display, whatever. But like I said, this will probably be where it'll probably be to sell my products. And here's my little things that my little certificates and pictures I have from when I was in the Marine Corps. You know, this is all I have left. Because at one time I had quite a few different things. And that right there is when I was working for a company upstate New York called Aeroflex. It was a motion picture camera company, German camera company. And you can see on this patch that they gave me, the camera, these cameras that I used to order and send out. I got this patch because we sent out a camera to the space shuttle where McDonnell and McNear flew on. And if you remember, that's the space shuttle that they blew up. So That's the last thing I have from those days. Okay, so let's go and find out what's in here. This is where I have my private classes, and it's also my bedroom. And, you know, where I teach. We do our yoga and things like that. So let's see what's in here. So in here we have just the open space. What I've done is when I got the bed, when I bought the bed, I just took away the box spring so I can push the bed up against the wall, and then I have all the space where I can train, and you know, I have space to train and teach a few people. Here I only teach local people. Most of the classes in the university will be done online. So here we have, I created my own system of Tai Chi. I call Tai Chi Bo, which means Tai Chi boxing. So that's a system that I'm going to be certifying people in. And here go my little certificates, different certificates I got. This is one of the ones I'm most proud of, my dance when I was, when I studied dance for a little while with Arco Lee Thompson in New York. And this is a ticket where we actually did a show in my former high school. And I'm kind of proud of that because my mother seen me dance. It was the first time she ever seen me dance. We did African dance, we did jazz, we did, you know, we did a variety of dances. And the most embarrassing one was when I did the it was funny because I had to dress up in these tights and we did a little ballet, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I won't even go into why. But you know, these are my little certificates, you know, where I was teaching the youth in New York, right here. And this is when I was in Georgia working at the Georgia YMCA, the Butler Street YMCA. And I was training the youth boxing program. And I got the certificate from Samaj Floyd, who was the trainer of Evander Holyfield when he did his Olympic trials. And these down here are certificates I got for being a judge at Kung Fu tournaments. At this tournament here at the Borough Manhattan Community College, I didn't only do a master's demonstration, my partner and I, Ben Bay, but we also did a we did the master's demonstration, and I also was a judge. And you know, we had our little write-up in one of the Kung Fu magazines and stuff, you know. And you know, again, this is when I was at the Harlem YMCA. I'm sorry, at the Butler Street YMCA down in Georgia. You know, I have my little, still got my little, that's when I was calling myself Roy L. We was all using the last name of L back in the day. And this is actually from the first demonstration I did when I first started teaching back in the 90s. So this one is from 91. It's the first public demonstration I did. And the brother that brought me in was Lamar Thornton. And Richard Dozier was actually the one that let me start teaching first up in the Bronx. My first school, or my first classes, was at the Dow School of Shotokan Karate. And I was teaching Wu style. That's a picture of my teacher. And these are the different things that I was teaching. And he brought me down to